Balotelli, Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again!
Welcome everyone to another episode of Football Armchair Experts, where we pretend to know everything but actually we know nothing. I think you couldn't really tell from the fact that all of us are wearing some sort of flag that it's actually going to be our Christmas special this week. So hopefully you're having a very good Christmas and sit back and relax and listen to our preview of the past match week. I think that was match week 18. So of course we'll be previewing match week 19 this episode. Liverpool fan Imran, Newcastle fan Manjun, and I myself, Mark, I'm a Fulham fan. All of us didn't really exactly have a great run into these Christmas fixtures. All of our teams obviously didn't win. Robin, our normal Chelsea fan, also didn't win. 2 points in 2 games meant that he was too upset to join us this episode. Liverpool's most recent game, 2-2 against Spurs side that I guess you can say reinvigorated with Antonio Conte at the helm. Were you impressed with Spurs though? Like, we expected this to be sort of I wouldn't say an easy game for Liverpool, but we didn't expect Spurs to put up this much of a fight.
Yeah. I think generally quite impressed, but also I feel like we played a bit into their tactics. Not saying that we are outplayed or anything, but it's just that they knew what we were going to do and they have the players to counter it. They have really good strikers up top. We were also missing, some of our key players because of COVID. So not only, our show isn't the only place that has a depleted talent pool. So yeah, I think literally our whole midfield was missing. No Thiago, no Fabinho, no Henderson. So which made it like a lot easier for them to come at us. And then obviously in the back, no Van Dijk. So big miss as well. Probably one of the most exciting games this season because it's really end-to-end. It's Liverpool attacking and then Spurs counter-attacking. I think a draw is a fair result, but I'm not happy about it.
Before we let you rant about it, I think this game sort of reminded me a little bit about, I think it was last season where it was still under Jose Mourinho, where the game was quite end-to-end as well. I mean, in the end, I think if I'm not wrong, Liverpool did win that game 3-1. I think a bit reminiscent of that game a little bit. Some of the Spurs players, in particular midfielders and defenders, did play pretty well. I was quite surprised with Harry Winks, even Ryan Sessegnon at left back also did pretty well against Mo Salah, and Davison Sanchez as well. A report on this game would not be complete without running through all the different contentious decisions. I'm not sure if Manjun watched the game.
Yeah, I think I watched it, but I forgot what happened during the whole game.
How can you forget?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, now the Liverpool fan will remind you what happened.
I was thinking, okay, maybe it's just like a Liverpool bias, right? Or maybe I feel like a lot of these decisions went against us. But after taking one day to cool down, and then the next day to watch all the post-match analysis, right, I realized that it wasn't just me. Basically, most of the pundits throughout all the channels have a similar view, and that is like, number one, the Diogo Jota one was like a clear penalty, versus obviously the Spurs fan will bring up the Dele Alli penalty shot also. So, but I think that one people were quite clear, even like the referees and all that, the ex-referees were quite clear that the Jota one was a penalty, whereas the Dele Alli one is not. So there's no contention there as to it's not fair or something. It's like a clear elbow barge from Emerson Royale from the back. If that's not a penalty, then they don't know what's a penalty really. You can keep replaying it. Like, how can you still get it wrong? And that's like already, it's like you do your handphone check, you 2-factor authenticate, then both wrong. What the hell? Then you can log into your account. What the fuck? Then it's like you have VAR, then why isn't VAR showing the referee when he's wrong? Like, how can VAR be wrong? How can both of the referees be wrong? Okay, and then back to the Harry Kane one, it's like all the more aggravating, right? You didn't give a red card to him, which, okay, whatever, but then after that it's the consistency, because I think most of the pundits also agreed that, yeah, the first one definitely would have been a red if Andy Robertson didn't see the tackle coming in. Like, he would have been injured, he would have broken his leg or something. And one of the few voices that maybe say give Harry Kane some chance, or saying that, okay, maybe his tackle was still quite low, or at least to the referee it looked quite low. VAR should have at least shown the referee something, and similarly to the Jota one, didn't show at all. So don't know what the hell VAR is doing. So in this case, it's VAR screwed up, I guess, more badly than the referee in this game. I mean, not VAR itself, like the technology, but the referee behind VAR. And then, yeah, so on one end, you don't give Harry Kane the red card, right? And then suddenly you come back, and then the VAR showed Andy Robertson's foul, and then overturn the yellow to a red. So it's like a similar thing. You gave a yellow, but instead you showed the VAR, and in that case, Andy Robertson's foul wasn't like as bad as Harry Kane's. Like it definitely wasn't as dangerous. It wouldn't have like injured Emerson Royal. It was like maybe a very obstinate like kick out at somebody. So it's more a disciplinary thing, and even that is not a clear red. I think it's like it can be said as like orange.
I'm not quite sure actually, what the referees in the VAR studio are looking at, whether they are also watching the game in real time and then picking and choosing which scenarios to like, okay, pause, we want to see a different angle. I'm not sure. But if they are watching the game as we were also like in real time and all that, it looked like Harry Kane actually won the ball, of course, on second replay and all that, he hit his hand before going into the same direction in which he was tackling. So I don't know if maybe the referees thought he won the ball and then didn't decide to re-look at the footage. But for the Andy Robertson one, I think maybe it was the angle in which it looked like he just, it's one of those like petty swipes at Emerson because of the angle in which Emerson shielded the ball didn't help also.
Your talk was so long about the game being controversial. When I watched it, right, I didn't see controversial at all.
Okay.
Don't know.
Maybe that's the true neutral perspective.
Maybe I just looked at it and look at a rating. Oh, he's still there. So to me, okay. But overall, I think to me, my takeaway was that I was more like taking away all the decisions aside, the controversy, the controversial stuff. I think quite impressed by Spurs. Don't know whether because I never watched enough Spurs games, but the players that impressed me, I don't know whether they usually perform. Like they are fullbacks. I think our fullbacks did very well. And heavy wings, I think all this while they've been starting Højbjerg. So I think I don't know if Højbjerg can get into this team anymore because I think Harry Winks is a way better player than him. He can actually make things happen, like for Harry Kane and Son. Højbjerg, I don't know why he's there, to be honest. Usually he's just there to shoot the back five, right, or the back four. But I don't think that helps Spurs lah. Yeah, but I was a bit disappointed that after Liverpool went out to 10 men because they had like about 10 minutes. Not sure how long they had. 10, 15 minutes to win the game. Then I think they barely even created anything because Liverpool was like fucking the lorry and all, but then still a bit of a wasted opportunity for me. Yeah. It would have made the game much greater if Spurs actually got 3 points out of it. I felt the story would have been way nicer.
Does this breathe new life into Spurs?
No lah, you all know Spurs pattern really about this kind of thing. They can talk about one game, next game suddenly go crazy again. Yeah. And let's not get too far carried away with one performance, which they didn't even win, even though they created so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean their draw against Liverpool this season is their greatest win this season. So I don't know.
Andy Robertson is the first player to score, assist, and get sent off in the Premier League since May 2016. That player was Alexander Mitrovic.
Have to give a shout out.
How many subscribers do we have now, actually?
No, our subscribers have never changed.
Oh.
Maybe now you insert like the animation there.
Sometimes you have to
press the like button animation.
But
yeah,
give us a like, a thumbs up.
it'll make us happy.
because Liverpool also did have an earlier result against Newcastle. That's where we're shifting our focus next to. Newcastle, of course, had the unfortunate luck of drawing both Liverpool and Manchester City these two games. They lost 3-1 to Liverpool, even though they took the lead, and 4-0 to Man City. Ranjun, since you were last with us, the goal difference between Newcastle and Norwich was 10. Now it's just 3.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. No comments on that. I think it just so happens that we have a very shit defense and we just happen to play two of the best offensive teams in the league. So just have to go through this period and all will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think your upcoming fixtures not exactly great either.
Die lah, then you die lah. I always thought that like perhaps like perhaps maybe 70% of our problems it stems from the lack of like X's and O's from the manager. But I realize actually it's a strong 50% comes from our lack of skill from our players. So a bit concerning. It's quite apparent that our players are not up to standard.
I guess the good thing is that, it's about 1 week plus before the January transfer window opens, so maybe
I don't think we'll be signing players on the first day of the window. Who wants to come also? Honestly, who wants to come to Newcastle now? It's all in shambles.
I don't know, some pundits saying maybe Aubameyang.
Oh my goodness.
You can give him the captaincy.
Oh no.
Then late every week for training.
Of course, the last 2 times Man City were top at Christmas, they have won the title. Although, I guess maybe you can use this as some sort of consolation. I guess, out of the last 28 seasons of the Premier League, when it was called the Premier League, only 15 times the team top at Christmas has gone on to win the title. Although I think Liverpool have been top 4 times, they've only won once.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what you make of it. Is being top at Christmas that important? Maybe not. Of course, Man City have to, I guess, highlight their performances over this past week. Scored 7 against Leeds, 4 against Newcastle. Are people not giving Man City enough credit?
I think the case for Man City, right, it isn't like they're getting less credit. I think it's a more fatigue from like the fans end, because this is what they expect Man City anyways. So there isn't anything new about Man City like performing the way that they are. So there's nothing new. So I guess like they're not getting less credit or more credit, because this is what you expect of Man City anyways.
In terms of course, the unfortunate opponents of Man City on the end of a 7-0 defeat were Leeds. Yeah, for the first time, some people have been questioning, whether Marcelo Bielsa is the guy to save Leeds this time. Maybe could be Leeds going through a second season syndrome. Yes, they're 6 points clear of the relegation zone, but with Newcastle expecting to spend, who knows, they might get dragged into it. But yes, we've asked this question a lot of times. Like, if a team has been ravaged by so many injuries, is it fair to criticize the manager? But I guess maybe for Leeds is a bit different, because Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds have only been playing this one same way so many times against the big teams. They lost big against Man City, lost big against Arsenal. So is it fair to say that maybe Bielsa should have a plan B and be more defensive against these big teams?
I think he should, because let's face it, like Leeds aren't a very big team. Like maybe if he was in charge of like a Liverpool or like a Man City or like a Chelsea, and he plays his style perfectly fine, like you'll be dominating the league at the top of the table and you'll win more often than not. So it's a bit of a, I guess, a mismatch also. It's not that he's a bad coach, but maybe he just doesn't have the players to make what he wants happen, and that's not his fault also. It's like even back, I don't know, maybe he's just like they can't scout good enough players, or like even if they do, they don't really have money to buy any players. I feel it's not like, let's say, I don't know, I'm comparing to maybe how Jurgen Klopp was last time. At least he had a bit of backing at like Dortmund and all that, right? You can still, and his scouting was really good, so they managed to get a lot of the players that they can get, that they can fit to the system at a cheap price. But if Bielsa like doesn't have that, so, and he doesn't have, I guess, like Pep Guardiola at Barcelona with like their academy, you can just bring in like young players. So he has like both his hands tied behind his back, and unfortunately, like his style requires like those sort of players.
To be honest, if you want Bielsa, then you will know what kind of manager he is. He's a bit kisiang, a bit of a crazy manager. Like, even in his time at Chile, his time at Marseille, also he loves this kind of thing. Like he loves being crazy, he loves being unorthodox, going all out. So it's the Bielsa experience, I feel. And if this kind of way that he plays, you can't expect like results week in, week out. Maybe there are years that he falter. Then this just happens to be one of the years that he falter. Like last year they did very well. This year maybe you can say that maybe people find it out a bit. Maybe they never bring good enough players for the team.
If Leeds were to go down this season with Bielsa in charge, would it be a mistake to stick with Bielsa?
Like till the end of the season?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. Like I believe that. Honestly, I don't believe that they can get anyone much better than Bielsa.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they would, right, like I still would trust Bielsa to do a better job, like in getting us stay up. Yeah. So my view is that just stick with the Bielsa experience, Yeah.
Okay.
Be better than getting like Big Sam or somebody come in, then they just ruin the whole structure, the whole culture of your team. Then to me, that's not worth it,
Leeds, they did lose 7-0 against Man City. They lost 4-1 against Arsenal also. Arsenal suddenly 3 wins in a row, now 5 wins in a row at home at the Emirates.
Like we have seen things like this before. I can't like pick out examples, but then there are instances where youngsters go on a good stretch, and then we start overhype. Then for some reason they don't live up to our expectations. Then things just go downhill from there. So yeah, I would think let's chill on the children a bit. Then we just see what they do until the end of the season. See if they can hold it there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if they can hold to 4th with this squad, I think that you can hold them to a higher level.
Yeah, I think that Aubameyang thing may be a blessing in disguise, because I feel like he's a bit washed up now. Hasn't been performing for, I think, last season, and then this season like that, in addition to his disciplinary issues, it's like too much of a burden for the club already. But because he's dropped, that's why you have the youngsters coming in and performing. So yeah, I think it's the right decision. And you can't build your club around Aubameyang anymore. He's so old already. It's just phasing him out and finding the right replacement.
Do you think Arsenal can finish in the top 4?
No, I gotta be out there. No, I'm just gonna say no lah. I think probably one of these days, I think Man U will probably catch up to them.
I want to say they can, because they look really good now. It feels like they are beating the teams that they should beat and losing it to the teams they should lose to, which is fine, because going that trajectory, you'll get top 4. But I think the table now a bit deceptive because I think a lot of the rivals are a couple of games behind. It's gonna be a full out battle until the end of the season to see who gets top 4, and I think maybe the youngsters don't have that much experience to be in that sort of fight.
Okay.
Maybe now it seems easy for them, like if they're riding like the momentum, but it's when you're not playing well, and it's when you don't have momentum and you see who truly can survive. So
sounds like a build up to some sort of movie trailer of the like blockbuster of the year or something. But who will be your pick for the top 4 then?
I think after watching Spurs play, I think Spurs.
Okay. Don't know if that's considered a knee-jerk reaction, but okay.
I mean, look at it. They are 15. They played 15 games now. They're at 26 points. If they win the next 3 games, they'll be above Arsenal.
I didn't see Spurs winning next 3 games. That means they'll win 4 games consecutive. It's so unlike them. I think.
What do you mean win 4 games? They didn't beat Liverpool.
Oh yeah, they beat Liverpool. Oh my god! Because I almost thought, we hyped them so much. I just thought they beat Liverpool for a moment.
I mean, if they beat Liverpool,
I almost thought. Oh my god!
Yeah. I think it's a toss up about who will get top 4 . I mean, I said that about Spurs, but then after that I realized like, okay maybe their tactics only work against ultra attacking teams like Liverpool. Like if you play against the lesser teams that sit back, maybe they cannot break them down. So
do you all think Chelsea's top 4 chances, top 4 position is in any danger?
Top 4?
Yeah.
Definitely not. I think they have dropped points recently, but not really a lot of losses. They've still only lost 2 games this season. They drop points is a draw. If your bad patch is a couple of draws, then it's not too bad. And against relatively good sides, right? I think Wolves was like quite well known for being a defensive team, and then they 0-0. It's like sort of not unexpected. Yeah, I don't think top 4 is a problem. It's whether the title race they're in it or not.
Maybe better to ask Manjun then. Are they still in the title race?
That's hard to say. But to me, it's a shame that they started so well. They brought in big man Lukaku to finish the job. That is where they are now. It feels like at the Chelsea of last year, where they just start to fall off a bit. I mean, you might say they play half games against Wolves, West Ham, but then to me, if you're a Chelsea fan this year, you expect to win these games comfortably, or at least scrape some wins out of this game. So it's kind of a shame that now they are 6 points off. It's not impossible, but I think I can not safely say, I can put some money on the bet that they won't win the title this season.
I guess maybe for the upcoming match week 19, the game's on Boxing Day, that's on Sunday.
I think we can guess how many goals Liverpool will score in this league.
Okay. Anybody got a 12-sided dice?
My guess it will be a minimally 5.
They're playing a lot of youngsters now. I mean, they got a lot of players out. I think they were playing like Cody Drummond, like some 17-year-old at right back. Their youngster up front now, Manjun's favorite Joe Gelhardt. Yeah, a lot of.
He also injured, I thought.
Oh, is it? Okay, now they have no one to play up front, I guess.
No one to play. Even their backup striker Daniel James that they play as a false nine also injured. So I think that's it for them.
I guess for this game, I don't know. I think it's straightforward. It's the Liverpool win here. It's just a matter of what is your favorite number. I guess with Leeds, we tend to be a little bit more expensive. I'm going to go for a prediction here. Liverpool 5, Leeds 2.
Yeah, maybe I go for 5-1. I realize that they still have Rafinha after all.
Okay.
Arsenal can beat them 4-1, and I think Liverpool can beat them 4-0. The Chelsea Aston Villa one. I think that's like the most competitive game this week. Aston Villa under Steven Gerrard has been doing quite well. So it's like an off-form team versus an in-form team. And I think it's like the best time for Aston Villa to play Chelsea. So far, they have been winning all their games other than the ones against Liverpool and Man City, and even those games are like 2-1 losses or something. So like very close games. And yeah, so I think they will definitely give Chelsea a run for their money, and I hope Chelsea lose. I think there's a chance they will lose. I think maybe their luck run out a bit already, hopefully. And yeah, a bit of luck in Aston Villa's favour, and they can finally beat like a top club. 2-1 Aston Villa.
Me as well as Aston Villa will be playing. I think Chelsea can get a win for this game. So I'm going to go for 3-1 Chelsea.
I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go for Newcastle against Manchester United. Why not? Since we've got a Newcastle fan there. I think for this will be interesting to see. Man U obviously have been well rested. We've seen what well rested teams can do. Spurs did have a 1 week break before facing Liverpool. Maybe perhaps that 1 week, help them under the new manager get to retool a bit. Everyone, we see how the new tactical system works. Man U have been trying out a new tactical system. It is against the Newcastle side that have been hard at work in these few games, conceding goals left and right. I don't think they will concede that many against Man U though, but I think it will be an improved performance from Man U. I'm going to go 2-0 Man U.
Looking at past results from Man U Newcastle, right? There's a high chance that Newcastle probably score 1. And we'll get a 1-out goal. Yeah. And there's a high chance they probably get it in the 5th minute. They end up like dying for the rest of the game. So I'm going to go for 4-1 Man U win.
Why hasn't Man U been playing? COVID?
Yeah.
They have a lot of players out. They never really released the names, is it? That's why we don't know.
Yeah.
See, this kind of team, hiding all the unvaccinated players. Don't want to bottle them. Unlike Liverpool, 100% vaccinated, and straight call the players that get COVID. Yeah. And I think Klopp is also another Guardian article saying the voice of reason in the Premier League, telling people to get vaccinated.
We won't get into that, and we're not a couch show. So
who knows? Maybe it'll get us more views. Controversy.
All these negative comments. But now there's no dislike button, right?
Yeah. I mean, got the button, nobody can see. We see ourselves.
Okay. Okay, so I forgot what game we were talking about. Okay, Newcastle against Man U, yeah.
I think I'll go for 2-0 Man U as well.
I can talk about your Fulham also. You're unbeaten. Not unbeaten, sorry. Haven't win in 5 games.
Our unbeaten streak has now become a non-winning streak.
Why 5 draws?
So from 7 wins, 4 draws, now is 1 defeat. So now instead of 11 unbeaten, is now winners in 5.
But you're still top, right?
But still somehow still top.
Why was the lead very big?
No, it's just that everyone at the top of the table all form at the same time. So nobody's catching up.
I saw you lost to Sheffield, right? That I was hoping it's about Ryan Brewster. Yeah.
No, then it'll be funny, right?
That
no, it's not.
Best.
We can go on to any other things. I guess maybe one thing maybe have to mention. I guess this will be the only time to mention. Sergio Aguero has of course announced his early retirement from football because of some heart issues. A bit sad to see him crying into his handkerchief on stage.
People still use handkerchiefs nowadays.
Wow, Sergio Aguero is those kind of people. So
if you want to fake a cry scene, you cannot not have a handkerchief there. It's all part of the ploy, guys. Why he cry on TV?
What ploy? He retired already.
Everyone will of course remember the Aguero goal that denied Man U the title, even though they won their game against Sunderland and all that. Probably I would say one of the best memories I've had. I guess not really childhood, but memories I've had watching football. Even though I'm not a Man City fan, but of course, stealing a title from Man U in that manner always going to be a good way to endear yourself to many anti-Manchester United supporters. Manjun, in terms of Aguero's career in the Premier League, is he the best striker you've watched? I mean, don't talk about strikers we've not watched when we were young.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask you. Where do you rank him amongst the top strikers? Because I think plenty will say he's the best. I guess you can say he's the best. The most prolific in the league. I don't think Drogba has scored many goals before.
Yeah, I think Drogba a bit overrated compared to.
Oh damn! Okay, let's.
Robbie not here today. Dare to say this kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's slightly overrated compared to for example Aguero. But that's the thing. It's his consistency is so much better than most of the other players. I don't know. I mean, I think he scores more than Drogba. And he's
actually
been there.
Surprisingly how few goals Drogba has scored.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying he's like a bit overrated. Maybe he scores in the big games. I mean, but then Aguero scored in the Aguero moment. So I would say that's a big moment also. In the period that he's in the Premier League, I think no one's better.
Okay.
I think that's easier to say. I mean, I would argue that Suarez is better, but I'm not there long enough to challenge like Aguero properly. But in terms of the skill level, I think Suarez is better.
Okay. I see an argument for Suarez also, to be honest. Yeah, but I guess, like you say, in terms of looking at this, Suarez after that, most of his peak, I guess, was spent more at Barcelona also. Number of goals he scored. Of course, on top of that, you do have that one big moment also to top it off. Of course, gave Man City their first Premier League title, gave them, I guess, who knows if they didn't win that title, who knows if they would have gone on to even get Guardiola in the first place as a manager, who knows if they would have even won a title. Because, these kind of things needs to, like, you need that one kind of moment to give you belief that you can do it. So, I guess for Man City fans would definitely say it's a legend for them. I guess a lot of Premier League fans also would have good memories of him.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think the harder question is he better than Thierry Henry? A bit hard to compare because they didn't play in the same era.
Yeah.
But he's got more goals and also like longevity better than Henry. It's just that, I don't know, I guess like when you watch them play, maybe Henry looks better when he plays. And a lot more assists, I guess. Yeah, in terms of skill levels, I guess.
I think you must get Robin and Kim here, everybody here, then they can debate.
Yeah, then they'll all say their own players, but okay.
I think they're a bit too old for us to bring into any conversation.
I don't know if this is the time to talk about your Suzuki Cup updates.
I'm excited. Come, what's the result?
You said
I cancelled my plans. Okay, I made friends with my plans. Like I ever asked my friend, like, confirm in like today 2 p.m. But I was going through my phone. I said, "Oh yeah, it's the first leg." So I legit had to say, "Oh, I'm gonna watch Singapore-Indonesia game."
Wait! You dare to tell your friend that you cancel your plans because of Suzuki Cup?
I mean, I try to be honest here,
Okay.
I mean, if they see how it's so outrageous, they'll just let it go.
That's true. They have no choice but to believe you. That must be true.
Rather than saying things like, "Oh, I'm busy." Busy what?
Semi-finals are really easy. Set the context first.
Yes, semi-finals.
And I guess Indonesia's not a bad draw, right? It's not Thailand or Vietnam or something.
We cannot play Thailand because Thailand was in. We cannot play Thailand because they're in our group.
Okay.
Yeah, so technically it's the best case scenario because if we play Vietnam.
Is Vietnam good? I heard they're good, right?
If we play Vietnam, we could get smacked under you. We could get smacked so bad. So because they're ex-champions, Vietnam. I think Vietnam is also the best team in South Asia because they go further in terms of World Cup qualifying. This kind of bullshit.
Not Thailand?
No, not Thailand. Thailand is getting previous ones, but the most recent one is Vietnam, I think.
Okay. So what's the result?
Until now, we still don't know the result. Or do you want to give it a big build-up? Tell us what happened throughout the game.
Honestly, the first, I don't really understand. I get it. I'm not sure whether our team is lacking quality or something like that. But there's a clear difference between our play in the first half and second half. In the first half, we're completely defensive. Then I don't know what drugs the Indonesian players want. They're all so fast, all can evade challenges. They pass like so slick. You know what I mean? So yeah. And if you watch the first Indonesia goal, right, it's a beautiful counter attack. I just think like maybe Singapore technically, right, we are no match. Just that somehow we like can win those 1-to-1 physical battles and make it so the goals will like come from corners, this kind of thing. I think that's our only chance, to be honest. Even though our goal didn't come from corner.
Oh, we have a goal.
Yeah, goal is 1-1 what? Yeah.
No, we don't know the score.
We don't know the score.
Okay, so it's 1-1. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
So
it was
first leg only.
Yeah.
Why are there 2 legs? It's just both home games for Liverpool. I mean, not Liverpool.
Well, I think normally, yeah, as in for normally it'll be 2 legs. Because one play here, one play there. But just so happen now they want to consolidate. So all games in Singapore.
So both legs are here?
Yeah, both legs are in the stadium, National Stadium.
Myself just have 1 leg only.
No, but then it's
the same what?
It's not. No, I'm not sure.
You think what tennis are first set, second set, this kind of thing?
And last time when they play first, second, quite exciting. Like they go Thailand and play this kind of thing.
Correct lah. That was when it was home and away, ma.
But actually quite weird because our coach is like Korean, Japanese, right?
Japanese, I think.
Japanese, yeah.
Was Japanese, yeah. But then the Indo coach is Korean.
Oh.
So I thought they were like looking at the same person the whole time, but actually it's two different people. What the But I hope they reach final because I plan to go and watch if let's say they go final. If the listeners have nothing to do on Christmas Day, they can always catch the second leg of the AFF Suzuki Cup, which is on the Christmas Day 8:30 p.m. on Channel 5.
What does Suzuki sponsor? Like they buy them cars, is it, when they win?
I have no idea. But I have no idea why it's Suzuki Cup. It's been Suzuki Cup for a number of years. Yeah.
Still no cars.
No idea. I think when you give the trophy, probably the car will appear out of fucking nowhere.
Drive into the stadium with the trophy.
Our new Suzuki Speed 3.0, I don't know nothing.
So hopefully you've enjoyed spending a bit of your Christmas time or Boxing Day time with us on Football Armchair Experts. Even though we know nothing, hopefully you've learned something. Well, I almost nearly forgot. It's been too long. Yeah, we'll see you again next week after Christmas. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Karim Benzema. Karim!